Well, the ratings are in for SNL and its viewership is booming, all because they had Sydney Sweeney as their celebrity guest. Now, it's impossible to go online and not see the Euphoria star, Sydney Sweeney, doing something famous. I mean, she's got 2 movies out, one where she plays Spider-Woman. The other one, I believe she got bit by a spider. It's some kind of romance based on a Shakespeare play. Now, people are dying to see her return for Euphoria Season 3, and she's got brand deals coming out the wazoo. She's become the new face for Ford, also Laneige, Armani, and more. Plus, if you go to LA, she is on practically every billboard. Then she was the star of a recent Rolling Stone music video. She went viral on Hot Ones, and then this past weekend, well, she blew the world away with her job on SNL. The Hooters bit, how did you not watch it? I mean, it wasn't even that funny of a sketch. It kind of was like relatable how fellas treat their trips to Hooters, but still, it struck a chord because people were eating this up. It went viral on Twitter, it was everywhere, and then Hooters themselves, they decided to hit up Sydney via Twitter with a tweet that reads, "Sydney, if you work one more shift before hanging up your orange shorts, we'll donate the day's proceeds to the V Foundation for Cancer Research." Wow. How incredibly not perverted of a tweet from Hooters of all places. Anywho, the point is that Sydney Sweeney, she has become Hollywood's new it girl, and well, God bless her for that. I mean, she is incredibly talented, and well, she does pick fantastic projects to be a part of. We're talking Euphoria, winning them Emmys, and then you got White Lotus Season 1. Then she wasn't even a household name, but she stole all her scenes, and a guy like me watching it with his wife, I was like, that girl's gonna be a star. My wife goes, why? And I say, I got 2 big reasons for you. So there's no denying that the elephant in the room and what everyone can't get enough of is, well, you know. I mean, Sydney's grandparents, they even said it themselves, she's got the best teas in Hollywood. Yeah, I think she's from a religious family. So for them to say it, I mean, everyone knows. But there's a bit of a double-edged sword when you're this type of woman and when you're put out in the forefront and everyone's paying attention. It reminds me of the days of Kate Upton. When I started my YouTube career about a decade ago, she was the same thing. A woman who was large in charge where it mattered, and her doing a bit of a dance at a game, well, it set the world ablaze. She was all of a sudden being in movies. She was the talk of the town. People couldn't get enough. But seriously, if you look for Kate Upton now, you'd be hard-pressed to find her. So will Sydney Sweeney's talent last the test of time, or will she get wifed up and forgotten about by the age of 30? Well, we're going to analyze this and more here for you on this episode of Famous News. Also, wherever you're watching this video, be sure to give us a follow. It's kind of like male celebrity news, right? Boobs, butt, and Hollywood. Here we go. So we're definitely entering a new era of Hollywood. Stars like Johnny Depp, Jim Carrey, Brad Pitt, poor Bruce Willis. I mean, the older guys are pretty much packing up their things as they enter their final years of being Hollywood's top stars. And I'm just talking about the men here. I mean, women have a shorter shelf life in show business, unless you're like Ellen DeGeneres. But her career got killed by the YouTubers. So actresses and models, you know, I'm hard pressed to even think of any that were around like 10, 20 years ago. Now, as mentioned in the intro, well, Kate Upton, she had a huge rise to fame. All of a sudden, she went from Sports Illustrated to Runways to becoming clickable YouTube videos, which landed her roles in movies. Something about a guy dating all sorts of different women. What was it called? The Other Woman? Something like that. And Kate Upton couldn't act to save her life. But still, there was 2 good reasons why they put her on screen. She definitely filled some seats. But there's been other women who have been genetically gifted, who have gone very far in Hollywood. There's been Jennifer Lawrence. She fell while accepting an Oscar, and she almost spilled out of her top. It was good ratings for all. Then we got other stars like Kat Dennings. I mean, that girl certainly got some big ones, but I haven't seen her in a while. Then there's Alexandra Daddario. I'd say it's her and Sydney Sweeney who are competing for top female spot. Then you got a little Billie Eilish on the music side of things. Kids are calling it the milkman era. You know what I'm saying, right? Well, there's actually some science behind all this. Now, being a guy who's been in the entertainment game quite some time, I've read some stories about psychological behavior and what's going on when women that are genetically gifted are being pushed to the forefront. Well, apparently during a recession, well, large-breasted women, they rise in popularity because people, well, they're looking for the comfort of abundance. Now, when money is easily being made, when the stock market is going up and everyone's cashing in, well, that's when runway models come back in style. I'm not kidding you. This is actually science. It's proven. And if you remember when Kate Upton was on top, well, the world was just recovering from economic collapse. And now we're in some tough economic times, and lo and behold, they found a new gem in Sydney Sweeney. But is Sydney Sweeney gonna burn out? I mean, are people gonna get sick of her? For every man who becomes obsessed, there's a woman who starts to get a little sick of seeing on the Ford commercials. My God. I mean, cars aren't even being marketed to men anymore? Of course they are. That's why they hired her. Now, the girl is only 26 years old, and she's got some fantastic credits. And, well, this is an era where every girl in LA, they appear to be pushing their OF accounts. So here we have a girl who's actually, you know, I say she's got a good decade-long run ahead of her if she chooses to stay in the spotlight. You do know that there's typically an NFL guy or an NHL guy who wants to sweep in there and, you know, romance her off of her feet and then try and wife her up, pump some kids into her, and tell her she shouldn't be doing this nasty stuff. So Sydney Sweeney's career, it's red hot right now. It probably continue this way for the next half decade or so, and it'll be up to her. She can perhaps pull a Sharon Stone and become a sex symbol for many a year, or she can, I don't know, Farrah Fawcett. Who else is there? Kate Upton? I mean, Katy Perry. Katy Perry had a good go, right? She's now hosting American Idol. She's still working. So yeah, I guess it's up to her, but let me know what you think. Are you getting sick of seeing her everywhere, or are you loving every minute of it? What'd you think of that Hooters viral clip? Did you think it was hilarious? Do you think it was well written? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in another video. Boom!